So as you can tell from the title, this month has been my worst month on Etsy. So I'm going to share how everything went for me. I'm also going to share why I think things went downward so much. And I'm also going to share my plan of how I'm going to revive my shop starting now. For most of March, I actually had only 23 listings. So since mid-January, I haven't posted a listing. At the end of March, I did post one listing. I think I posted it March 31st or something. So visits, they were sort of similar to February. Conversion rate was so bad, 1.8. This is my worst conversion rate ever. I made 20 sales, so it went down from February. February was the worst month, and then March was like even more worse. And revenue was low, so 260 Canadian dollars. So it's kind of similar to February, but it went down a lot. None of my friends bought anything from me, and I didn't really share my Etsy shop with my friends last month. So everything here is the same as this section. Oh, by the way, a lot of you have been loving this spreadsheet. So this is downloadable. If you go to the description, you can download this. Now, what's super duper interesting is the ad spend. So I spent $125 in March. That was $4 a day. The other months, I think I had $1 a day or $2 a day. But this month, so in March, I spent the most I ever did on ads because some people recommended that I spend more on ads because it's gonna take my sales up, and it didn't do it. But I don't know if that's the ads fault or whose fault it is. So I spent $125 in ads, but I only made $91, which is super interesting. I actually just added a new section on my spreadsheet on the ad spend conversion because I want to see how much my ads convert. Ad spend conversion is orders divided by clicks. So this is my ads page, and so orders divided by clicks, 7 divided by 404, that equals 1.73, which is really interesting because the previous month it was so much higher. The previous month I had 10 sales from ads and I had 166 clicks, but this month I had 7 orders but 404 clicks. So it's super interesting how much the conversion went down. I am not sure why that is. Actually, I do have a theory of why that is, which I think I explained in my second month on Etsy video, which was the December one. Basically, I don't have that many listings, so when I spend more on ads, Etsy will show my listings under keywords that don't really match what the item is. Oh, I do know that I can go in and manually unselect the words, but I think that the more I spend on ads, the more Etsy is gonna show my listings in categories or under keywords that aren't really that related. And that's why I think the conversion went down a lot, because the previous month I spent, I think it was $2 a day. Maybe it might have been $1 a day and then $2 a day. So I spent $47. But then the revenue that I made was more than double the ad spend. But this month I spent a lot more on ads, $4 a day, but the revenue was lower. So I think about maybe 2 weeks ago or a month ago, I did actually go into my ad thing where I can unselect words or keywords that don't match my Etsy listing. And actually a lot of the keywords were very related and I didn't have to unselect a lot of the words. So I actually think it's because there's like a balance, because I don't have that many listings. So there's a balance between spending a lot on ad spend and how much how do I explain it? Basically, you need to find a soft spot. I think for me, the soft spot is doing $2 a day for ads and not any more than that, because with more than $2 a day, I feel like Etsy is gonna show my products under keywords that don't really match my Etsy listings. Also, I think that my listings actually show up pretty high up on the results page under the keywords that I wanna show up for. So I don't actually need ads, because actually as an Etsy Etsy buyer, I ignore all the listings that show as ads and I look at the actual real results, which is like the second row after. So let me show you an example. So I'm searching for real estate template, and this is not my niche, just an example. So this entire first row is ads. So as an Etsy buyer, I know that the first row is ads. So I just pretty much ignore this entire first row. And then I look at the second row, which is these are the actual real results that perform well. And these are the listings that actually do really well. As an Etsy buyer, I skip the ads, but I think a lot of people who search things on Etsy, they might not realize that the first row is ads, so they'll click on it. But maybe some people do know that it's ads. But anyways, my point is, I think my listings perform well even when they're not listed as an ad. So I don't think I actually need to be spending that much on ads. Like, I think my organic performance is just really good already. And so my net profit was my lowest ever, $36, and then I received $33 in the bank. So out of all my months of selling on Etsy, last month was my worst. And that's because I spent more on ads than I should have, but I still think it's good to experiment because now I know I should decrease my ad spend. So I want to give a quick rundown of why I think my store went down in March. And I think the reasons are similar to what I talked about in the 4th month on Etsy video, which is the one about February. So February did really bad as well. You can see the conversion went down. I think the main reason my Etsy store went down is because I haven't been active since mid-January. I know it's like totally my fault, but I just didn't have time to work on everything because of preparing to travel and then going on the trip and then being on the trip. Another reason is February and March are generally bad for business in general, and so many of you have confirmed that under my last video. So I think that's another reason why my sales went down. Then the other reason I think is definitely the ads. I spent $4 on ads per day, and I think that really affected my conversion rate. So it went from 6% all the way down to 1.73, which is really, really weird because I basically had the same listings. So I actually really love this series that I created with these monthly updates, and I don't want to let you down. So I have a plan to revive my store. I'm going to do a couple of things starting now. So starting April 6th today, I am going to do these things to get my shop back to where it was. I guess my goal is to, I think, at least make $500 per month with my Etsy shop in net profit. I think $500 is a good target. I would love to keep making $1,000 per month, but I think $500 is a great target for now. So as of today, I have changed my ad spend from $4 to $2 a day. So I think this will really help with my conversion rate and just my shop in general. I will also post 1 to 3 new listings every single week. So actually today I just posted one more listing. So now as of April 6th, I have 25 listings, and every week I'm gonna do 1 to 3 more listings. I think that is a very realistic goal because I'm still traveling. Another thing is I'm going to start renewing my listings every day or maybe every other day. I didn't even know we could do that. Actually, I think 2 or 3 people commented on one of my other videos saying, Dina, are you renewing your listings? And I had no idea that you could do that. And so I did that one time, and I'm going to start doing that more now. Renewing listings is when you just click listings and then you click renew. So I don't really know what exactly that does. Maybe someone can explain to me in the comments. 2 to 3 people told me that I should do that, so I'm gonna start doing it. Something else I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back into my ad thing and just double check the keywords that my listings are showing under and unselect the ones that aren't relevant. And one more thing that I actually just did today is I actually changed the price of 9 of my items. So 9 of my items are kind of in the same category, and I noticed just by searching on Etsy that actually I think my items might be priced way too high for this category. So I actually reduced the price of those 9 items down 40%. so that they are more on a competitive level with the other items that are selling. My item is still more expensive than the average item in this category, but yeah, I decreased the price, and we will see if that makes a difference. And the reason why I checked what my competitors' prices is because in November, December, and January, those 9 items in my shop out of the 23 items, those ones are actually the items that sold the best. But now in like March, February, and April, those 9 items aren't selling that as well. And I think it's because there are more people creating that kind of item. And so I'm getting pushed down to, like, it's kind of like throwing me out of the game. My other items, the ones that I created more recently, are actually doing better than the original items that I created. So it's quite interesting, and we'll see how it goes. Honestly, I'm not so worried about my Etsy shop. I think it totally makes sense why my sales have gone down a lot. I think my main priority is making new listings and just being more active in my Etsy shop. And I think it's totally doable, totally realistic. 1 to 3 listings per week for me, I think, is doable. I know there are some people who say, oh, in the first 100 days, you need to have 1 or 2 new listings every single day. I think it depends on the product, but the kind of product that I'm making, there's like many pages to the actual Canva template. And so I can't make 2 of them every single day and make the marketing photos and everything. Yeah, I think go at your own pace. You will hear a lot of different kinds of Etsy advice from people, but do what works for you. And I think in the end, the quality of the product and the quality of the marketing photos, listing photos, that is what really makes a difference. And that is what is going to help your shop in the long term. Good luck to everybody working on your Etsy shop. Let me know in the comments. Is your March really bad too? Is it performing bad? And let me know if you have any suggestions on how I can improve my shop, and I'll keep you all updated on how everything goes. So I hope that April, it's gonna go up.